exciting. What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Rachel. Welcome back to another episode of Real Talk with Rach. I'm Rach, and I only talk about real shit. And I know, like literally every single time I'm like, oh yeah, now we're talking about just, the realest thing this time, like. But I swear, this one today, I mean, if you could even like tell by the title, okay, it's a lot, all right? Today's episode, I am sharing what my life has been very recently, which in essence is me making a decision to take the biggest leap of faith that I've ever taken in my life and really just follow my heart, like just straight up following my heart. And I will get into all of, the details and the perspective of what that is, in my life. But yeah, honestly, it's like all even like becoming real right now, also just like speaking and sharing. Because I feel like things have been happening quickly for me, and there's also been like a transitionary period, but now things are starting to like sink in, and I'm like, oh, whoa, like my life is crazy, like literally crazy, like for me crazy, like, okay, but anyway, let's get into it. So, all right, I guess I could just go with like a little bit of background on me as a person, my life, a little bit, what that has looked like. I went to school like most kids do. I, after school, went to college, and then after college, I went to work. And I've been working a 9-to-5 job for 4 years and 4 months now. So my history a little bit, basically, I don't know, it's really interesting actually, because I feel like I have explored a few different areas in life with regards to, I guess you could say, like career and passion and activities and like what I put my time towards. And it's interesting how things have like changed and ebbed and flowed and also come back, in the sense that all throughout my younger years in school and through high school, the biggest thing that I was passionate about and pursuing was dance. I grew up dancing. I danced ballet, jazz, modern, hip hop. And also when I was 17 and about to go into my senior year of high school, I actually moved from Montana to New York City, and I got to live in New York City for a whole like school year, my senior year. And I went to a dance school there where I literally danced like all day, and then in the evenings would like do coursework online to like finish up high school. And that was a really interesting, honestly beautiful experience, because it was showing me like, this is what a path could look like in life if I were to pursue like a career being a professional dancer. And I'm so happy I had that experience, and also just the experience to literally like move to New York City when I was 17 by myself and like live there. I mean, I lived with like roommates and stuff, but I didn't have any family or anybody that I knew when I went there. So that was like a really exciting, like independent experience for me at the time. But anyways, after that, I ended up shifting gears because I just was able to see after that exposure that particular path of a dance career didn't really align with me actually. And so I kind of pivoted. I've always been really interested in math, and way back when I also was really interested in being an astronaut. And so with that being said, I was like, okay, I need to go get a STEM degree. And I fell upon aerospace engineering. And so I ended up going to college, Cal State Long Beach, moved to Long Beach, and got my degree in aerospace engineering. And then right after that, I started working. And like immediately, I didn't take a break. I just started working. And I've been working ever since for an aerospace and defense corporation. And In that job, it's really interesting because I kind of had two roles. It was like one role that I started in, which was quality engineering, and then it kind of evolved itself into data analytics. And then I was kind of doing a little bit of both at the end, but more so data analytics. I was a lot more passionate about the data analytics than the quality engineering, but I still love both. But anyway, so I've been doing that for the past 4 years. And in the past like year and a half, I have started in my off time after work posting on social media, and like that journey has been really, really interesting. I feel like eventually I definitely want to make a video of just like what my experience has been and what my like relationship with social media is, or like posting on social media, what it means to me and how I incorporate that into my life. Because I feel like I'm really unique, I think, in terms of just from what I see when you like look at online at what a lot of people say when you're like posting on social media and you want to grow and like these are the things that you should do. I feel like, I mean, again, like I'll go through all of this in like another video because like I want to go into detail, but it was more like I saw a lot of what that was and I tried a lot of what that was, and then I realized like I was actually a bit different in a lot of different ways. But anyway, I feel like I'm getting a little bit sidetracked here. But throughout my journey over this year and a half posting on social media, how that has evolved was originally more just like really just wanting like a creative expression outlet, and of course also wanting to grow as well, right? Wanting people to see what I have to put out. And it's so interesting looking back at like my journey of how it started and how it evolved, because like first I was just posting like pictures on Instagram, you know, like me looking cute and stuff like that, and then like I started posting videos, and I was posting videos of me dancing because like I fucking love to dance. I have so much fun. That's the thing that's so interesting too, is that like I grew up dancing in like a structured way where you go and you take a class and you do what the structure of the class is, or you do other people's choreography, and that was, I mean, a really fun experience. But I just never knew that like I would feel so much more aligned with dance in this like just interesting new avenue of like just filming little short clips of me dancing to whatever song and posting it on like TikTok or Instagram. Like I didn't even know that it's just kind of funny, I feel like, because I don't know, that just aligns with me so much. Like I have so much fun, just so much fun. But yeah, so I started doing that. Obviously sorry, I should have done a nail check, bro. I'm so sorry I didn't do a nail check in this video. But these are my nails. Yeah, so I do my nails, and I would post videos of like the process of me doing my nails and all the cute different designs that I do, and that was really fun. I would post videos about like traveling. Sometimes I would do like trend videos if I felt like it. But basically, I feel like when things really started to evolve for me in terms of me feeling this like higher level of passion towards actually like creating content was when I started YouTube this year. And when I started making videos like this, where I was just talking about things that I felt like were important to share or to talk about, or something that I just felt I needed to let out or express or say for myself, honestly, because I feel like a lot of this stuff is like things I've learned, but I'm also trying to remind myself as well. And ever since I started doing these YouTube videos, it's just become so much more like I've been in this place of internal conflict, I guess you could say, like internal conflict and battle, because I'm doing this like in my off time outside of work. Like I have a normal regular job, and this internal battle is really just like the more and more that I was pouring myself into creating videos for YouTube, like in this podcast, which I turned it into a podcast because I was talking so much, and I was like, I could just take the audio and put in a podcast for people who aren't trying to watch the visual version or want to like listen while driving, you know? So it's both YouTube channel / podcast, because, you know, this is the visual version. But anyway, the conflict was that my heart was just growing this connection to this activity that I was doing so much over time as I kept doing it. I started to just really feel in the past several months that I didn't have enough time. That I didn't have enough time for everything that needed to be done, that I wanted to be done. And it's really interesting to think back, because I have some new clarity on that now. But that's essentially what I've felt a lot, because I felt like I kept wanting to put more time to this, but literally can't, because like working a job takes up a lot of my time, and I work like regular hours, so it's like I start in the morning and then like I'm not done until like later in the evening, and then by that point it's like, you know, there might be other things I need to do, or like I'm tired. And like also it's not just filming, like it takes a lot of work to edit as well. It takes a lot of time, and I try to be like good at it, you know, and like clean. I try to have quality editing. Also, while this was going on, I've mentioned this before, I think like in maybe like my second video, that there was like 2 big major energy shifts going on in my life way back when, in like, I don't know, was it like, it was kind of like, well, February, March, April, like the beginning of the year. And those 2 big energy shifts was just a lot of changes happening in 2 aspects of my life. One aspect being my family life, and one aspect being my work life. And it just changed a lot of things in my world, and made me realize a lot of things in different ways, and really just put me in this place of like deep self-reflection. I mean, you can kind of sense that from like other things I've talked about, but I've really been deeply reflecting on myself, and really just learning like, what is my intuition, and when is it speaking to me, and when do I need to listen to it. And as I've been going through these emotions and feelings, I was really just internally conflicted, because I just felt like all I wanted was to do like this all the time. Like, I just want to express myself in this creative way all the time. I want to create content all the time. Like, I've known this for a while, but it's been hard for me to see that for what it is, because I just have always been in this place of, okay, like if I can get to a place where I can, you know, be making money from social media, then yes, then I can go quit my job, and then I'll do that, you know? And so I was in that space for a while where I was really just like hoping that that would happen, and just thinking that that's how things would happen. And as time went on, it just got to this place where it's like, is that what needs to happen? Is that like what's meant to happen? And this is interesting, okay? My life is interesting, guys, okay? It's really interesting. Like, my work experience, I have honestly so many people at work that I love so much. And I have so many people that lift me up and make me feel motivated at work and happy to be there, and like I'm part of a family. And it makes me feel so good to have that and to have those connections. And with that said, though, there's still stresses that come from working, you know, like a normal corporate 9-to-5 job. You know, there's stresses with that. And there's also some people that you have to be around that aren't like those other people I just talked about, you know, some people that are at a lower vibrational frequency. And what I've been realizing is that like it's an interesting thing, this concept of like, when you're at work, like you have to obviously like, you know, absorb people's energy. You have to be in a meeting with people, you have to talk to people. And it's not a situation where like, if someone's giving you negative energy or someone's bringing you down and you don't want to absorb their energy or be around them, it's not like you can just leave, you know, and be like, oh nah. And like, especially if it's someone in leadership, you can't just be like, oh no, I don't want to listen to you right now, or no, I don't want, no, like it's your job, like, you know. And so I feel like, reflecting back on that, I just was realizing that I was having a clearer understanding of how I was just being energetically affected by certain experiences that I did have, like at work, where there were certain people that like did bring me down in certain ways, or did inconvenience me in certain ways, or stress me out, or make my job harder. Like, I'm not gonna lie that like that is real life, and that is like what I experienced at the same time that I also experienced a lot of amazing people at work that made my experience amazing, and a lot of opportunities that I was given to do a lot of amazing things and develop so many skills that I am so literally like eternally grateful for. So the reality is that like what I'm trying to say is that in my work experience, like there's been a lot of good, but there's also been some bad too. And so I just want to be honest and transparent about what my entire experience has been, because that's what has played into this big ass decision that I made in my life right now, which was basically how this happened was that, okay, I recently, like, okay, so I've been having this internal battle this whole time, right? But things have been happening just recently. And so not too long ago, I went to Montana. I went on a trip home. And when I took off PTO for that trip, I decided to give myself buffer days outside of my trip. And that's something I've literally never done before. Like anytime I've taken PTO, it's always the exact amount of time I need to like go travel and see my family, you know, for the holiday and come back. And I've never ever, I don't know why, but I just literally had never given myself time to just like be off and just like not do anything and like relax or do me or whatever. And so I did that, and I had a few days to myself where I was just like at home with me in my own energy, doing whatever I felt like, reading, journaling, meditating, okay, creating content. And that was a really great experience. It was a really, really, really great experience. And I also had a great experience on my trip. And I come back and I worked for a few days. And then after that, that third day of work, just something happened. Something happened because halfway through the day, I just lost it. Like I had a breakdown, and there was something that happened that did tip me off in the moment. I'm not going to share the exact details of that. It was essentially something that wasn't so dramatic in the moment. It really wasn't, but it was one of those things where it was like the straw that broke the camel's back. So it was something that represented an energy of something that represented an energy that I had experienced so many times at work that was an inconvenience, and it happened 2 times back to back. And so the synchronicity of that happening, that's really what made it like the straw that broke the camel's back. And I just like lost it in like the middle of the day, and I just had to take a moment to just like cry. And I like doing this, I don't know, I guess in this moment when I need to just let out feelings. But I went into like my little like walk-in closet, and I just shut the door and turned the lights off and sat on the ground and just like cried it out. And I was just really like just so overwhelmed with emotion and just trying to think about like, what am I feeling? Like, what am I feeling right now that's making me so emotional? And I was just really trying to analyze it. And I realized that the feeling that I was feeling was that I was feeling trapped. I was feeling trapped with how my life was. Like I was feeling trapped in the structure technically of the job that I was in and the circumstances of my life. And I felt trapped in the sense that I didn't see any way out. Like I didn't see any way out. And really this is just surrounding like this concept of like, I'm feeling trapped because like I know where my heart has been pulling me. I know where my heart has been pulling me this whole time. It's to this, to creating content, to sharing myself, to sharing my energy. My heart has been pulling me this whole time, but I've been in this mindset of I can't do this until I'm at some place where I've grown so much and I'm making money from it, and then I can do that full time. That's the space that I've been in, and that's the space that led me to that overwhelming emotion of just feeling so trapped, feeling like there's no way out. And basically I, reflected on those feelings over the next few days, and I realized that really the reason why I was feeling trapped was actually because I was trapped by a limiting belief of believing that I have to be in this job, that I have to be doing this, that I have to be working a job, a 9 to 5, that I can't just go try to do this and not make money. That's not an option. And I feel like it definitely is like also like a generational thing passed down where like parents and grandparents, you know, like definitely I feel like can give younger generations the energy of like, oh, like you need to have a stable job, and once you have that stable job you need to keep it forever. Like that type of energy of that's what a lot of people do. That's what a lot of people do. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like if that's you and that's your life and like you're so happy, that's beautiful. I don't care what anybody does in their life as long as they're fucking happy, right? That's the point. And really, I'm just coming to this realization that just because this is what a lot of other people do doesn't necessarily mean that that's actually what aligns with me and what makes me happy, because I'm realizing it's actually not making me as happy as I know that I am when I am creating content, when I am doing this, when I'm sharing myself, just in all the different ways that I want to share myself. And I basically realized that the only way to not feel trapped was to actually step out of that limiting belief and come into the mind space of, oh, actually, maybe I could actually make this work in terms of doing what I want to do all day, and that's it, and not working the job that I was working, that I've been working for the last 4 years, 4 months. Like, once I just had that realization of like, actually, maybe I can make this work. And it's interesting because the context of my situation, and here's the thing, like, this is just me sharing my life, my situation, the context of the existence that is me, okay? Everyone lives a different life, but like the reason why this is like a leap of faith for me in essence is because I did choose to quit my job, quit my stable job that I've been in for a long time and literally probably could just be in for the rest of my life if I wanted to pursue a passion that I am not making money from yet, okay? And so I'm literally choosing to give myself time to pursue this. I'm choosing to use money that I've saved as well as borrow some money too, to give myself a good chunk of time to literally put all of me, all of my time, all of my heart, all of my energy into this, because I have gotten to a place where I have been strengthening my intuition, and now it is screaming at me, okay, telling me that this is what I have to do. And it's still like mind-boggling for me because I'm like, what? Like the Rachel that was in the mindset this whole time of just thinking nothing like this could ever be real, like that, I'm still like really like, whoa, like this is my life. But it's just ever since I had this realization, every single second of my life has just gotten exponentially better and better and better and filled with more and more love. Like the second that I had this realization and realized like, this is what I have to do, this is what I'm going to do, I am going to follow my intuition and do this. The second I did that, like, it was crazy. It was literally crazy. Like when I actually like did the deed, when I actually like went in to work to put in my 2 weeks, like it went just exponentially better than I could have ever literally imagined. And where I'm at right now, I have now finished my 2 weeks. I technically just had my last official day at work 2 days ago. And I don't know, honestly, my mind's blown. That day that I did go and actually like officially do that, officially put in my 2 weeks, that night I was just like sitting by myself on the balcony and I was reflecting back over my whole day, just like so shocked still that like this is life. And I was just thinking about all the conversations that I had with the people that I spoke to that day, because obviously I like told my manager, you know, put in the 2 weeks, but I also talked to a few other close coworkers and told them as well. And the conversations that I had with everyone just made me feel so good. And when I was out on the balcony reflecting back on how everything went, I was just like overwhelmed with joy because everybody was so happy for me. Like everybody was happy that I like had this clarity and that I was going after what I wanted and that I had, you know, the balls to do this because like it's a big thing. It's intense. I feel it. I feel that energy, you know, and people that know me, they can feel it too, you know. And when I was reflecting back, I literally that night I just like was overcome with emotion and I just started like crying again. But I was like crying so much, like the most tears that I have ever cried of joy. Like I was overwhelmed. I felt like my heart had just like exploded with love, and I had literally felt like I had never loved myself more than that day when I did that for me, when I pulled the trigger and I literally like gave myself that gift of time to follow my heart and do what is making me so happy. And it just blows my mind because like I didn't even know that I would be capable of being here, of having this clarity, of knowing that this is what I need to do, because I don't know, I just feel like I haven't always been this person that has been so in touch with myself. Like, I feel like I have generally been in touch with myself most of my life, but nothing like what I've experienced this year. Like, this year is tops the charts, okay? It's insane. But I don't know. I'm still like processing everything, and after I, you know, went through my 2 weeks, it's intense, you know, and telling everybody, it's of course bittersweet. People are sad that they're not gonna, you know, still work with me on the day-to-day, but everyone is so happy for me. And all the conversations I had just made me feel so warm and fuzzy inside, because it also opened other people up to me. Like after I started having these conversations, all these other people at work started talking to me about things that they like to do outside of work, or, you know, businesses that they hope to have. Like people started telling me all of this, and it made me feel so good, because I just felt like I knew in those moments, like when I was connecting with those people and they were telling me that, like there's just no higher frequency than when you're connecting with people in the most authentic way, in which we're both sharing and talking about things that we love and that make us happy. And I think that, you know, the reality is that, I don't know, not every single person is, you know, super, super happy in whatever job they're in. You know, I feel like maybe some people might even say that most people don't like their jobs. I don't know enough to like make any claims, but I definitely know there's probably some people who don't actually like what they're doing that much, or like it doesn't make them that happy, or they think there's something else that would make them happier. And I don't know, everyone's on their own unique journey, and I truly believe that everyone will get to where they're going as long as they're trying to find themselves, as long as you're trying to be who you are, trying to find who you are, you'll get there. If you're not even trying, then like, I mean, how can you expect anything to happen, right? It's like your own journey, your own process. Your life doesn't change unless you change it, right? But I've literally had the best like 2 weeks of my life. Like I said, ever since this happened, ever since I knew this was my life and this is what was gonna, every day has gotten better and better. It's been like a little bit interesting, this transition, because I've still had a lot of work to do to like transition off all the stuff that I have done to other people, because like I did a lot. I was realizing like I've done a lot, man. Whew, and it was a lot to hand it off, but I feel like I've been so focused in that a lot the past 2 weeks that I haven't really been sinking into the time outside of that and realizing like, oh, now I get to do whatever I want. Now I get to choose how I spend all my time. But now that it's a little bit after that, because like I said, my last day was a couple days ago. Now it's starting to sink in, and I'm like, whoa, okay, like I get to do whatever I want to do. And that's honestly really mind-boggling, because if you think about it, like, my whole life I've been in a rigid structure of a schedule of something. And obviously, like, yeah, as a kid I go to school, and yes, I decided to go to college, and yes, I decided to go and take the job I did, but I didn't necessarily decide the schedule and the structure with which that happened, you know? Like, I've always been on someone else's schedule, someone else's time. I have to do this at this time, I have to be here at this place at this time. And it's really just like opening up my whole mind to realize that, like, I now actually have like all the control. Like, if what I'm setting all my time doing, like, I choose, and I'm so excited. Oh gosh, I feel like I can't even really fully imagine like all the possibilities of what can happen now, because I just think about how much work and effort I put into work every single day, 9 hours a day, and that was a lot. And to think that I'm able to now clear up all of that brain capacity and put that all towards like this and just anything else that I love in life, like, whoa, like, whoa, like, who knows what's gonna happen? Like, I'm telling you guys here, okay, crazy shit's gonna happen, but it's crazy good shit, because like, I just have so much energy, so much love to pour out to the world in so many different forms. And now that I have so much time and energy back to myself to like do that, like, who knows what's gonna happen, you guys. It's gonna be crazy. All right, get excited. Okay. But basically, that's just really what I wanted to share in this episode, that my life is crazy. My life is changing dramatically, okay? And I am choosing to take the biggest leap of faith in my life ever and pursue my passion that literally lights me up. Like, I have so much fun just sharing myself in all these different ways. Mostly, obviously, here, this podcast, YouTube, the vlogs have been so much fun. And then also just stuff that I like to post on Instagram and TikTok. I love posting my dance videos, even though I know it's been so long since I've posted some, because I've been focusing so much more on YouTube. But there'll be a lot more now, which honestly opens my heart up so much, because that's another thing too that's been part of the internal battle, is that like, I'm like, oh, I just really want to like make more dance videos, but I'm like, oh, I just need to prioritize like the YouTube videos, and I only have a certain amount of time. Well, now I got a lot more time. Now I feel like, here's the thing, circling back, remember how I was saying before that really I was in that feeling of just feeling like there's not enough time? I realize now I was feeling that because there wasn't enough time. There wasn't enough time because I was choosing to use my time on other things that wasn't actually meant for me. It's not what I was meant to be spending my time on. And now, as soon as I've realized what I'm meant to spend my time on, I feel like I have all the time in the world. I feel like I do. And it's funny because back when I was feeling those feelings, back before I had this whole realization, maybe like a week or so, okay, let's say, before I had this whole realization, when I was really in that feeling of like, oh, I just feel like there's not enough time, I was telling myself that I need to tell myself that there is enough time. And so I wrote on a sticky note, "There's enough time for everything!" exclamation point. And I put that sticky note on my mirror. And I put it there to remind myself and try to tell myself that there is enough time for everything. And now that I've gone through all of this and I have the clarity that I have, I know there is now time for everything. There is time for everything that I need to do. There's time. And now I'm gonna go take that sticky note off my mirror because I don't need it anymore. I feel it to my core. It feels good. Wow, all right. Whew. What an episode, okay? Guys, this was a lot, okay? I'm unloading a lot, but I am honestly, I'm so excited because another huge part of this too is that there have been aspects of myself that I have been holding back from sharing online that I deep down want to share so badly. Like, there's a lot of things that I love and a lot of aspects of myself that I feel like is important to talk about and is helpful to others to talk about, but I have purposefully chosen not to talk about such things because of my job, because I've had a fear of people potentially looking at me in a different way or judging me or treating me differently. And I never wanted that. And so that's a huge reason of why I also had the internal battle of knowing that I needed to express myself 100% online and feeling like I couldn't because I was scared about what repercussions may potentially happen at the workplace. Because I mean, I worked at like, you know, a corporate job, and I feel like I don't know how people feel about things, you know. And it's funny because like I'm gonna get into all the things in future subsequent videos, because like all the things that I feel like are really important to talk about that, you know, are controversial, each deserve their own special video, okay? But that was kind of just also an energy that was also a dynamic and part of this. And me also evolving too and realizing of like, okay, there's already this aspect of me that's like a huge aspect of me that's like controversial. I don't know how other people feel. And then like time evolves, and then this other thing I start to really like, and I'm like, ooh, I really like this. This really aligns with me. But like, oh, this, you know, this can be controversial. Like, I don't know if other people, you know, like at the workplace would look at me a weird way, you know, if I like talk about this or whatever, you know. And then like time goes on, and then there's like another thing too. And I was like, I don't feel like this is something I could talk about. And I just got to this point where I was like, I am too alternative to like align with this other like environment full time, where I feel like I can't just fully just talk about all this shit, which like I'm not talking about right now, because like I said, it all deserves its own special thing. But like if anybody can sense and feel the energy that I'm feeling, like then you know, if you know, you know, kind of thing. All right. And like some people who know me, they know, but anyway, that's just like a part of it. I just want to be myself. I just want to like just like put it all out. This is me, this is Rachel, this is how I view the world. And I just want to like talk about it, because I feel like there's a lot of conversations that need to be had. And I just want to be someone to talk about those things. I really do, because I feel like if more people talk about these things, more people will find love from these things. Because anything that I want to talk about is to bring love, right? That's why I'm here. That's why I'm sharing everything that I've shared. I just want to bring love, light, inspiration, joy, happiness, new perspectives, all of it, okay? All of it. This has been my life right now, and I couldn't be more excited to be alive. Like, I just feel like, okay, to be honest, like, the Rachel before this, okay, like, she's super cool, okay, she's super cool. But, like, the Rachel now, okay, I feel like I have been reborn. I feel like I have been reborn as, like, the realest version of Rachel to date, obviously, but, like, exponentially more, like, real than I was before. Just, I don't know, it's just so weird. Like, I don't know how else more to describe it other than probably just, like, honestly, probably the gratification that I felt when I had that moment, like I said, when I was just on the balcony that night after I had put in my 2 weeks and had that experience, and like the overwhelming love that I felt for myself. Like, words can't describe it, but really after that, I was like, yeah, reborn. I'm a new bitch, okay? I'm a new bitch, and I'm just excited. I'm so excited. I've just been excited every single day. And especially now that I actually am done working. I turned in my laptop, I've turned in my badge, I'm done working, and now I get to just fully like do me, be me. Like, I literally, I feel like words can't even really describe like the level of my excitement right now. Like, and it's just been that. Yeah. There's no words, but hopefully you can sense the energy that I feel right now. I'm super fucking excited, and I can't wait. So yeah, that's basically it. That's everything that I wanted to share today for this episode. This is me living my life, taking the biggest leap of faith and following my heart. And I cannot thank you more for listening. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being interested in my energy. Thank you for being interested in my journey. I am doing this because I want to connect with other people. I'm doing this because I want to have an impact on other people. I want to send love via the internet to lots of people. I hope that you literally have the best day ever, the best week ever. And as you know, not only will there be, you know, more to come, but there'll be a lot more to come now. So stay tuned. Let's see. I want you to go ahead and put in the comments, you know, honestly, anything that you feel about what I've shared today, any thoughts that you feel, anything that resonated, anything that connected with you, any experiences that you maybe have had where you've taken a leap of faith, where you've taken a big risk in life, where you just knew you needed to follow your intuition, follow your heart. Anything you want to share, you know, let me know down below. I would love to read it. And if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll for sure see you in my next episode. Bye.